Now I'm sat here and I've got to tell you I'm a bit sweaty, maybe not smelly, but definitely sweaty. And that's because it's summer down here at Bowyers Wood. And I'm quite excited because Grace isn't here. I don't mean that unkindly, not at all. I don't know where she is, but what it means is that I can take a sneak peek at the beavers myself before she tells us what else they've been up to. Come to have a peep at the beavers to see if we can see them. And typically, of course, they're a very nocturnal animal. But here, with this particular group, they've been out and about in daylight. So we thought it would be worth a peep to see if we could see any movement. But we're nevertheless trying to sneak about and be quiet. So I can't see any beavers at the moment, but I can see that they've been very busy. And the first thing to notice is that the water level here has risen even more. This is the spot that we released the beavers just a few months ago, and we did so all the way down there at what would be about a metre beneath the water. So they put a dam downstream from here, and they backed all of this water up. And then the other very obvious sign of beaver activity is this. You can see here where they've started to try and get this pine tree down. And this is fresh work. You can see the bark's been recently removed and all of those fresh chips there where the beavers have been chewing through. So the idea will be that this will fall down into the river and they'll break it up. They may eat some of the bark. They're more fond of broadleaf bark, things like willow, hazel, alder, so forth, may eat some of that. Other than that, they'll use this for making their dam. But it's astonishing how they've radically changed this little bit of the stream with the water coming up like this. Somewhere, of course, they will have a lodge, and this is different than a dam. Sometimes the lodges can be incorporated in the dam, but a dam is for raising the water level. The lodge is for living in, and one of the reasons they want to raise the water level is to make sure that they can get in and out of their lodge under the water. Why do they want to do that? Well, the beavers still think they're living in a world where there are lynx and wolf and bear, predators that would catch them if they could get in. But of course none of those predators would dive into the water and then go up through the entrance which is hidden beneath. The other reason why they want to create these bigger pools is that again they are still fearful of predation, so they want to be able to get access by water, where they feel confident in the water, to these trees. So if you see here, this beaver is maybe half a metre away from the edge of the water. It's going to be safer, feel so much safer there when it's chewing that tree than it would be if it had gone 20 metres out into the woods over there. So it's about water management suiting their lifestyle. Now the benefit is, of course, that this is much better for many other species, not just the beavers. Things like fish, obviously, amphibians, all of those aquatic insects, dragonflies, damselflies, so on and so forth. And with all of that, all of the birds that will come and eat the fish, or the aquatic invertebrates. So this is changing the landscape and massively increasing its potential for what we call biodiversity, the richness of life. Now, this is exciting me, and you might well ask, why is a collection of short stumps exciting Chris? Well, the last time I was here, only one of these hazel stumps had been bitten off by the beavers, but now, look, they've taken the whole lot off. Now you could think, okay, that's enormously destructive, it's just tearing down the woodland, but I draw your attention to this, the fact that these stumps have got these little leaves on here because they're already beginning to regrow. And what will happen here is that this will explode into a bushy growth of hazel. Loads of fresh green leaves, really tasty for caterpillars and other herbivores. And as a consequence of that, this will be enriching the environment, not destroying it. But why would the beavers go to the trouble of biting off all of these pieces of wood like this? Look, there's one here. This one's just been gnawed up. Hold on. Look at this. What would a beaver want with this? This staff of hazel. Look, so freshly cut that the leaves haven't even withered. Well, I'm going to leave that there for the beavers to come and collect. But if we go down here, you'll see what they want all of this hazel for. The last time we saw the beaver dam, you'd be forgiven for thinking it was just a pile of mud and a few broken sticks that have been washed down by the river. It didn't look like it had much architecture. On the other hand, look at that. Those are all of those hazel stems that they've chewed off and they piled up there, and that is looking far more like a proper dam. And you can see it's working. What's the drop there? Must be about a metre from the water on this side to the water on that side. And this isn't the only dam they've built. There are more dams further downstream here that they've been working on as well. They've certainly been very busy beavers. And look, I've just noticed there's a whole load more bits of hazel which they're in the process of taking down there. This is all their handiwork here in front of me. And that will be taken down and put into that dam to further strengthen it so it survives the winter when there's a lot more rain. And let's be honest, you know, this is summer, we've just had a heat wave, we haven't had a lot of rain, but you wouldn't know that looking at this stream. And that's one of the other benefits of beavers. They keep water in the environment even when there's not a lot of water entering that environment through rain or runoff. So all of the fish that are in here that might have been struggling if it was drying out, they're having a great time thanks to the beavers. Oh yes, look at that. Just saw a little ripple on the river and looked down, and there, alongside the opposite bank, in the sunshine, was the nose of a beaver above the surface. And clearly it spotted me, or smelled me, and it immediately splashed and disappeared. Can't see where it's gone. Obviously the beaver is very good at holding its breath and swimming beneath the surface of the water, so it could have gone some distance upstream. Can't go downstream because it's got the dam there. Oh, hold on, there's more ripples here.